Right, let's review this. Beko 8 kilo B-class energy raters condenser tumble dryer, model DSC85W. Basically kind of based on the excellence range of machines, but it's not really an excellence range model. It's got the excellence range door though on it, which is nice. So it gives, I would say, a wide loading, but these doors are just, you know, just there. They're there to make it look good. Anyway, let's take a look down at it. Right, we'll start with obviously the programs at the top. Right, turn it on. This button has to be pushed in and will come flush with the panel. The drying light will light up saying that it's ready to be select a program. Right, we've got a range of 15 programs to choose from. We'll start over here with the cottons. We've got 4 drying programs, 4 different dryness levels basically. We've got iron dry, which will leave your clothes damp, ready for ironing. We've got cupboard dry, which is the standard eco program for this machine. Normal dry will get your clothes to cupboard dry, but actually dry, as daft it seems. So the standard eco dry gets your clothes pretty much dry, but there's a hint of dampness with them usually. Normal dry takes that hint of dampness away, but everything is still ready to be then put away straight away after it's dried. Extra dry is normal dry, but with an extra sort of time period on top of it. And what that's supposed to do is fabrics that have multiple layers, like jeans or collars and other things where you've got multiple fabric layers, these layers may be still wet if normal dry is used. And you might find that a certain fabric may have one layer that's dry, but the other layer is still damp. Use extra dry, and it will get rid of this dampness. The cotton's dry cycles are made for 8 kilos of dry laundry. So if you've got an 8 kilogram washing machine, all the dry laundry put into the washing machine will go happily into the dryer. Then we've got synthetics, 2 dryness settings. Now synthetics dries at a low heat and allows you to dry a half load, that's 4 kilograms, of man-made fabrics. So we've got cupboard dry, which obviously dries them ready to be sort of put away, maybe a slight dampness. And iron dry, which will leave them damp, ready for ironing. Then we've got delicates, which dries at basically to cupboard dry at a low heat, and it's made for drying your delicate items. Made for just a quarter load, around 2 kilograms. In my experience, delicates does work quite well with lighter weight things, but if you put heavier items in, they will usually come out damp, still damp still. It doesn't really dry them properly. Then we've got jeans, which allows 4 kilograms of jeans to be dried at a high heat, spun from a high spin washing machine, which is kind of counterintuitive with Beko's own washing machine, since the jean cycle spins at a low spin speed, and yet this is designed for 1200 RPM spin kind of thing. Shirts allows 3 to 5 shirts to be dried, 2 kilogram basically, low heat. They will come out damp still, ready to be ironed, so just be aware of that. And it's there to prevent excess creasing on the shirts. Express 35 minutes allows up to 2 kilograms of cotton laundry to be dried in 35 minutes. I think there's a bit of a sensor program going on within it, so it will take a little bit longer if needed, and it will also cut it a bit shorter if needed, but essentially you do have to spin them at a high spin speed before you put them in. So ideally this will work fine, the Express 35 minutes, along with the Daily Quick, for example, at full spin. So we've got 1400 spin Beko, this should be fine. But it only takes 2 kilos, so it's going to have to do, if you've got an 8 kilo machine and you've used Daily Quick with a full load, it's going to take 4 lots to do, which is no good. You might as well just stick everything on cottons, right? Yeah, basically it. Freshen Up allows any amount of laundry to be put in, and for 10 minutes, cool air is basically blasted through. No heat whatsoever. Cold. Freshen Up could also be used as an emergency cool down for the machine if you're taking items out baking hot, so you don't want to fry the heater. Then we've got 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and 60 minutes. All this is to do with time. Now, all these are at low heat, but will dry for that period. So there is a cool down section, but maybe not put into these. So maybe 20 minutes, but 20 minutes of heat, followed by maybe a few minutes of cool down. But it is at low heat, so it won't be very long for the cool down. And you can put any amount of laundry you want on those, since it doesn't use a sensor. Right. These sensor programs, they all have a time limit on them, so you need to make sure that your clothes are spun properly before being put into these programs, otherwise the time will overextend and it will eventually cut out anyway. And trust me, it's not like a fixed rate where it's say 5 hours. After using one of these with a broken sensor, things like delicates will only have a maximum time limit of 90 minutes before it times out. Shirts will only have a maximum time limit of 2 hours before it cuts out. Cottons will have a max time limit of about 4 hours before it cuts out. And that depends on what sensor program you're using. So just be aware of that. That's to stop the machine continuously going on and on and on and on and on. Because there may be also airflow problems that it doesn't know about quite yet. Anyway, we've also got an option here, buzzer cancel. Basically, there's a beeper at the end, buzzer, it's actually a beeper, and pressing that will turn it off. We've also got a time delay function of 3, 6, or 9 hours to delay the start of the program. So, of course, if you're, say, using cheap rates of electricity at night, you can take advantage of this by letting it start later on during the night, where your electricity is much cheaper. Another thing this machine incorporates onto most of its cycles is a 2-hour anti-crease phase, which tumbles the clothes periodically every 10 minutes, like I said, up to 2 hours. Now, during the end anti-crease stage here, which will be lit up by this LED, you can open the door at any point to take out your clothes. You don't have to wait for the 2 hours. It's there to reduce creasing within the clothes. Ideally, you want to take them out as soon as end comes up. So, if we've got the buzzer beeper on, it will beep initially to say it's ended. It will then beep again every period of 10 minutes or so, and finally at the 2-hour mark as well, before finally shutting off completely. We have our water tank, which comes out. It's a pretty nice design actually. Doesn't leak or anything like that. This is actually an inbuilt filter, so any bits of fluff that may get caught and bypass all the filters in the condenser, for example, can be put onto there, and that can actually be emptied. Right, this door here, there was a sticker there that will say on it about the parts guarantee, including a number, what to ring. Unfortunately, it was all faded and whatever, and I try to get it off. It looks a bit horrendous. May come off with a bit more cleaning. Behind this door is your condenser. You access it using pulling this to one side, and then you can pull those tabs up, pull it out, wash it through, and then put it back in. Now, it says to do it once a month, but it all depends on basically how much you dry. So if you're using it every day, yeah, once a month will do. If you're using it, I'm going to be honest, that's still pretty much clean, and it's been used quite a lot since it's been cleaned. But if you're using it once every week, you probably only want to do it once a year. Right, if we open the door, we agree to buy this light here. Right, now, and a really cool indicator about this machine is that this only operates if the machine is actually switched on at the top panel. So when in the off position, there's no drum light on, and this comes on. Now, a giveaway when the main panel goes is that if you press it on off and nothing lights up on the main panel, but this lights up, your main board's gone. Just a heads up. Right, your sensors are actually here, behind here. We've also got an access panel gap if we need to. However, if the machine is kept on top of with the filter, then hopefully no fluff will build up. However, if it starts prematurely stopping before it's dry, so like on the normal dry or extra dry options, it's these bars here with fluff behind them. Right, this machine came in for a reason, and the reason was that the plug had melted. Now, I think there was either one or two issues. Now, number one, this can be quite common on Beko dryers for some reason. Probably down to a poor connection within the plug. Because ever since I put the new plug on, there's been no issues. And number two, it may have also been caused by a lace that was somehow in the back here. Now, I can't really work out how it got there, but maybe the plug may have also melted due to the fact that the metal, had a metal end on it, may have overlapped into the back here onto the heater and may have overcharged it. Maybe. Causing the plug to melt. But that is quite unusual to have a lace that was completely snapped off. And I mean like a shoelace. So obviously trainers have been dried and it probably been caught at the back. Overloaded, possibly. However, since we've done that and fixed the plug, since we've fitted a new plug, everything's been fine, and I've removed the lace without even having to tearing it apart. You can just I've literally grabbed the lace and pulled it out. Although it's taken a while because bits of the lace have hidden themselves away within the panels, but we seem to have got rid of all of it. Right, at the front here, we've got our serial number sticker with our model number, serial number, made in Turkey, of course, our IPX for water resistance on it. It draws in 11.5 amps, which is quite a lot, which means that the heater is pretty big on it. There's also a warning sticker here, clean the filter after each use. And then it's clean the filter after each use, clean the filter after each use in several different languages, just in case you didn't speak English, which is fine. Right, so the beeping doesn't end on this whatsoever. So it'll continue beeping till you open the door. When you do, the cycle will reset and you're ready to put the next drying load in. Now, this is bold. So, it's not very good at drying bedding then. So, I have a method of drying bedding, and as best it seems, it does work. But on this occasion, no, it's failed. So, we can empty our water tank. But there's not much in there, so we won't. And we can empty our fluff filter as well. So obviously get the clasp. So to empty the filter, pull it down. And yeah, that's it. That's all done. Just turn it off at the top here. Right, so what to give this out of 10 then? Well, I was going to get a solid 8 out of 10. The actual sensor drying, if you put normal clothes in, it sensor dries rather well. Even the delicate cycle is pretty good. And the other programs work as well, quite well. The only things I don't like is obviously the time programs are limited to low heat, not high heat. That can catch people out. And the other thing is, of course, putting the bedding in. It balled it up. But overall, it is a pretty good dryer, and quite fast as well. Right, hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another review. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment below, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.